Hello everyone, this is Ashley Ritchie with the New Jersey Self-Advocacy Project. Thank you for checking out today's video, which is dedicated to exploring the United States House of Representatives homepage. Today's video is dedicated to sharing information about our federal representatives in Washington. So the best place to find out that information is on the House website, which is a secure site. We see the closed lock, and we also see that this website is a government website. It ends in .gov. So we're going to check out how to find out who our federal representatives are based on our location here in New Jersey. So there is a quick search tab up here. Find your representative. If you punch in your zip code and click look up, it will populate information about your potential representatives. So some areas of New Jersey have split districts. So we're going to get a little bit more specific here. And I'm going to punch in the address for the ARC of New Jersey's main office here in New Jersey. So I'm going to find my representative based on this address. Right here we see the representative for this location, which is part of the 12th Congressional District, is Representative Bonnie Watson Coleman. So this is the geographic area that this legislator represents. This is a big chunk of central New Jersey here. So if we want to learn a little bit more about this specific representative, they have a website that will populate, and you can go through information about Bonnie Watson Coleman, how to contact this representative, what the issues they're currently working on are, and also there's quick links to their social media accounts. So if we go back to this page, if we wanted to specifically reach out to this representative, there is a little icon here. It looks like an envelope. That will open up a new tab here where we can send an email directly to this representative. So self-advocates know it is critically important to know who our representatives are because they're all making big decisions about us in Washington, D.C. Same as the state legislators who do a lot of their work at the State House in the capital of Trenton here in New Jersey. The congressmen and women who are working in Washington, D.C. are elected representatives. So it's important for us to maintain a connection with these folks and let them know what we need and how we feel about specific issues. So this is a quick way to contact this representative. You would just fill in some basic information, your first name, last name, street address, email address, and phone number. And then this is an open-ended area where you can type a message or craft your own message here. And they do ask you to narrow down your message based on the topic or the issue that you're writing about. So we can see this ranges anywhere from agriculture all the way through women's issues, welfare. Also, there's the option for other issues. But a lot of these issues here are things that self-advocates already work on and are important to members of the disability community. So you would just have to pick your topic, craft your message, and then send this email. You can also identify whether or not you would like a response here. If you do want a response, yes, I would like a response is checked. Or you could say, no, I just want you to know my thoughts. So that's up to you. You can also sign up for this particular representative's real-time updates or newsletter. So they try to make it as easy as possible, as streamlined as possible to connect with your congressional representatives. So this is the particular rep for the ARC of New Jersey's area. But again, based on your specific location in New Jersey, if you type that here, that will determine who your federal rep is. So if we go back to the main page, we can see that there's another way to find our representatives. You can search by their last name, alphabetically listed here. You can also search by state. So if you are located in New Jersey, you can click this. That's a live link. And here you'll find the menu of the representatives for each of the 12 congressional districts here in New Jersey. This list details what district they are located in. So districts 1 through 12, what their name is, their political party affiliation. So D for Democrat, R for Republican. You can also see their office room, their phone number, and the committees to which they work on or are assigned. So this should be based on their specific areas of expertise or interest. And again, we'll see that it ranges all the way from armed services, education and labor, energy and commerce. There's quite a wide range here. And each state has this, because remember, this is the federal or nationwide site for finding your representatives. So if we go back to the main homepage here, we can see that there's other drop-down menus to find out who the leaders are. The Speaker of the House, the Democratic and Republican leadership. And again, these are live links. So if we click here on the Democratic Majority Leader, this is their homepage. Same goes for the Republican leader. And these websites are maintained by the representatives themselves. So again, it might be similar to the website for Bonnie Watson Coleman that we checked out before. There should be a way to learn more about this representative and connect with them through social media or through the submission of an email or message. You can also find out more about the specific committees here. So again, all the way from agriculture through joint committees on taxation or the library. There's a lot of information here if you want to learn a little bit more about those groups. And this website is really cool because it's all here in one place. You can find your representative, you can find out what committees they serve on, what issues are important to them. You can also watch live proceedings to see what the House is currently working on. So this will open up a new tab on your browser. If you click Watch Live Proceedings here, you can see that currently, as of today, the House is in a debate regarding Bill HR 2116. So let's click there. It's actually sponsored by Representative Bonnie Watson Coleman, who is, again, the representative for the 12th District here in New Jersey. And you can read the summary of this particular bill that they're currently working on. You can read the text of it here. And we love this accessibility. You can listen to this page. So if you click the play button here, it will read this specific bill and summary. Very cool. We love to see that. So again, we hope this is helpful to you in finding out a little bit more information about your representatives from New Jersey that are making big decisions down in Washington, D.C. Developmental Disabilities Awareness Month is a time for self-advocates to learn and engage and make sure decision makers know what issues are important to members of the self-advocacy community. So now that we are familiar with the United States House of Representatives website and the best ways to find our representatives in the House or Congress, I also want to focus on the other part of our federal legislative branch. So the White House has a very informative website that explains the legislative branch of our government. So let's keep in mind that the House of Representatives is part of Congress, just as the Senate is part of Congress. So the Congress was established by the Constitution. And we know that, again, the legislative branch has two parts to it, the House of Representatives and the Senate. And they form Congress. So the House is made up of 435 elected members, which are divided among all 50 states. And each state gets a certain number of elected representatives based on total population, which is why it's so important to fill out your census when you get it. There are also 6 non-voting members who represent the District of Columbia, Puerto Rico, and 4 other territories of the U.S., including American Samoa, Guam, the U.S. Virgin Islands, and the Commonwealth of Northern Mariana Islands. So we're familiar with the House website. Good stuff. We know that we can find our representative. We are going to move on to the Senate website. So again, just senate.gov. It is a government website. It is a closed lock. It is secure. So let's find New Jersey's senators using this website. Right up at the top, you can find your senators based on your state. So we're going to go to New Jersey, and it will populate the senators from the state of New Jersey. Robert Menendez and Cory Booker, both Democrats, as we can see with that D next to their names, and their contact information, the location of their office buildings in Washington, D.C., because keep in mind, these 2 representatives are elected by New Jersey residents to represent New Jersey in Washington, D.C., in the nation's capital. So the committee assignments for the 2 senators that we see here can be found by clicking either one of these links. Okay, so if we want to check out Senator Robert Menendez's committee assignments, and we'll list that information here. The senator sits on several committees, and if we go back, we can find out Senator Cory Booker's committee assignments. So again, both of these 2 representatives have a very important role in government and legislation. So we want to make sure that self-advocates are prepared to engage with members of the legislature, both state and federal. Today's video focuses on our federal representatives. It's incredibly important. So please, when you see an action alert, hit your inbox from the ARC or a local chapter of the ARC or your community provider. Please open it. A lot of times when we're sending out the action alerts, the information is time sensitive. So if you are unfamiliar with action alerts, you can check out our video all about them, which is coming out and will be released during Developmental Disabilities Awareness Month. So we hope this information is helpful to you in finding your senators, because often when action alerts do come out, we're asking you to reach out to these folks directly and let them know what you need, and let them know how you feel about particular pieces of legislation and how that legislation would impact members of the self-advocacy community, children with disabilities, adults with disabilities, and family members. So thank you for watching.